So yeah, are you that blue-haired, pink-haired liberal screaming and crying and kicking and... you're probably not, but you know what? You're still on my side. Hey, what is up everybody? How are you guys doing? Thank you for checking out this video. Support for the channel is awesome. I want to talk about liberals, Democrats, all the people that most preppers don't really like that much. I personally am here to say you're on our side. Most people are not going to say this. Most people are not going to agree with this. But yeah, for me, yeah. Here's the thing, is right now we have a lot of division. We have a lot of hatred and fighting between parties, between ideologies, politics, gay rights, the protest, police. It goes on and on and on. You guys know what's going on. You guys know what that division is. It's very much in your face. I mean, there's division with everything in this country. The thing is, when shit hits the fan, which might be pretty soon down the road, we're all going to become Americans. But for the most part, I think when shit hits the fan, all these differences are going to disappear. I talk about this a lot regarding 9/11 and what happened there. It is going to happen again. It's the way that we are. We're going to be kind and friendly to each other, and we're going to have to make the best of that. Now, as far as Democrats prepping, liberals prepping, in fact, today I have my California shirt. So I didn't really plan this, but I was walking out to do this video. I know this is the topic I wanted to talk about today, and I just kind of laughed that I have my California, my pro-California shirt. Here's the thing about California. California is an awesome freaking state. It's a beautiful state. There have been times in the spring where I've been driving through Northern California by Mount Shasta when the flowers are in bloom. If you've never seen that, yeah, you don't know how beautiful a state can be. There's a lot of stuff from Santa Monica. In fact, this is a shirt that I bought in Carmel by the Sea, California. And this was a bucket list for me. So I went out, this wasn't really that long ago, but I wanted to do a motorcycle ride when I lived in Phoenix, full PCH. So I took a week off, I hopped on the bike, and I drove from Phoenix to Santa Monica to Carmel by the Sea, back to Los Angeles, and then back into Phoenix. Spent a week doing it. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, one of the most gorgeous places in the world, to be honest. The only thing that sucks about California is damn politics. Now, I lived in California multiple times. A lot of my childhood was California, and that was when it was basically a Republican state. Back when Reagan was the governor, and it was going really smooth. They were very much into building nuclear plants. They were fairly conservative. But not even about California. Let me get back on subject here. The liberals, extreme liberals and stuff like that, you need to prep. Democrats, you need to prep. If you are a Democrat, if you are a liberal and you happen to come across this, I know the people that watch my videos are not generally liberals. If you are, thank you very much for watching. But start prepping. Check out all this information out there. If you came across this video, you're thinking about prepping. Now is a pretty good time. We are going to come together. If you are the weak link, when we come together, if you're the weak link when you have to get a community together to achieve a goal, if the power goes out, for instance, and you need to go get some food at the store, you need to go on journeys to get gas or pick up a family member or something like that. a little bit of community is going to be good. It's not going to be good to go out on your own. If there's unrest, it doesn't matter if it's the liberals, if it's the Democrats that are out doing rioting, taking over intersections, taking over small cities, doing a lot of stuff that makes the news. It's not going to be safe to go out on your own. So get community, get a pack, get some people together that you know you can rely on each other. And for situations like that, it's going to make everything a lot safer, and it's going to let your survival be a lot better. Now, obviously for the basics, food, water, shelter, put some food back. This is all kind of common sense. I shouldn't have to get into the basics, even if you are just straight up AOC or George Soros or one of these super left liberals out there that are on TV and YouTube and stuff like that. You probably understand the fact where if things go south, if we lose power, if nuclear bombs go off, if there's terrorist attacks, any of these things, certain things are going to be hard to come by. Gas or fuel, food, any means, anything that's going to be sold in a store, things in Home Depot, tools, any building supplies or anything like that. They're going to be a little bit harder to come by. So get these things. And as I always say, this is a personal thing when it comes to prepping. Prepping is personal. You know what you need for your family. You know what you need for your house. What I'm going to be stocking up on and what I prep is going to be different than what you prep. So I highly encourage, if you are leaning left, if you are just a straight up hardcore liberal to the core, prep in a liberal way. Prep for humanity. Prep for people. Work on community in your apartment building, in your neighborhood. If you live in Seattle or Portland or San Fran or something like that. These are some of the places that are going to be really built on community. These are when people are really going to come together, and you're going to have to kind of pick and choose. Groups are going to form. Make sure that you pick the right group. If you're not into smoking a whole lot of weed, don't go with that group. If you are into trying to obtain structure and power in a way in the certain community that you're in, if you are a person of intelligence, and you feel that you can lead a community without the government, go into that direction. Grow gardens and vegetables and be the old classic Democrat that I know as, a tree hugger. I am a little bit of a tree hugger, I admit. I'm kind of old school Democrat. Democrats when I was growing up is nothing like Democrats today. So Republicans now are more like Democrats back then, except for a little bit of the humanitarian part of politics compared to the power politics. But anyway, regardless, pick your community. You've probably already got a small community, friends, family, stuff like that. Build on that. What are people that you can trust? Keep that together. Community and numbers, I think, is going to be the powerful aspect of prepping in far left cities and liberal communities and stuff like that. It's going to be the power in numbers. More on the right, it's going to be more power in a small group or power solo. Your bug out guys, your bug in guys, people that have 35 AR-15s and 25,000 rounds. They're made to hunker down and save themselves. In general, and I'm not saying this in any bad way, I'm just saying this from a blanketed media point of view, and I know it's wrong. Liberals are not much of the gun people. Liberals are not much of making your own personal military to protect your family. It's going to be more on the lines of community, just really community. You do have a community, or if you do have a community, if you do have a group of people that you're going to be leaning on and relying on through SHTF, make sure at least one person in there is well versed in firearms. It doesn't matter where you are going to need it. In fact, if we look at, I forget the name of the city up in Washington around 2020, 2021, the members of that community took over the city, blocked out the government, blocked out the police, and they were able to successfully do that. That is most definitely going to happen again. We saw that can happen with law enforcement. You take the law enforcement out, you limit the law enforcement. If the law enforcement starts staying home with their families to protect their families in an SHTF situation, it's going to happen fast. So is that the community that you want to be a part of? Probably not. Those are going to be the communities that you're going to have to defend against, because they're going to get a little power trip at some point. They're going to try to take over food. They're going to try to take over distribution of things like fuel. And, well, even in your community, if it's peaceful and community driven, you're going to have to fight. So make sure that somebody's going to be well versed in firearms. I highly suggest you, if you are a liberal, to get well versed in firearms. If you don't have a firearm, take advantage of the beautiful thing that we have in this country of the Second Amendment. Quit fighting it and use it to your advantage. It's here for you. If you're scared of AR-15s, if you're scared of the so-called assault rifles, which anything can be an assault anything, but I'm not going to get into that. Get something. Get a little .22. Get a slingshot. Get archery. Get into archery. A compound bow. Get a hunting bow. Something like that. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but if that's more your thing, let it be more your thing. That made no sense. If it's going to be your thing, go for it. Go for it all the way. Learn self-defense. Learn to fight. Learn to do these things. Really, community is going to be the heart of prepping on the left. I highly encourage it. Don't purposely fight people that have a different political ideology than you might, even on the right. Republicans, left, conservatives, not left, but left and liberal and progressive and stuff like that. Keep your door open a little bit. Even if you are a conservative, keep your door open to liberals, to everybody. And here's kind of a thing with this, is when that time comes, we are not even going to be thinking liberal, conservative, political ideology, pro-abortion, or against abortion. None of that is going to matter. We're going to have a complete new set of rules. We're going to have a complete new set of what you want to accept in your life. And we're going to realize, it doesn't matter if you're right or left, there's going to be commonalities between these people. We do have liberals out here in the Ozarks, believe it or not. I think I mentioned it on the last video. There's a guy right down the street, a family right down the street that puts all the signs out, very much pro-Joe Biden, and they are going to be welcomed into my circle. I have no problem with that. If they're good people, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're left or right. Bringing in somebody from the other side is going to give a little bit different perspective that might get you thinking a little bit different, maybe on the right track, just so you're not too far in that direction. So, I will leave it with that. Just as a recap, please, if you're liberal, think about preparation. Think about preparation. I have a friend who's extremely liberal, so I know that conversation is going on out there that I am blocked out of. I'm not part of the liberal community. I don't look at liberal things on social media or anything like that. I just go about my life. But I know it's happening. I know there's preppers out there on the left. There's preppers that are liberal. And if you're on the right, look out. They might be the dangerous ones. But if you're liberal, prep. Prep with community, prep with humanity. Definitely have somebody in your group that is well versed in firearms, knows how to shoot, knows some tactics, and they're going to be able to keep you protected from the other crazy liberals that you might not agree with. So I'll leave it with that. Thank you very much for watching this video. So till then, till next time, peace.